Hello, Calvin Jones here with Park Tool Company. In this video, we're going to walk through the process of crank removal and installation for the two-piece compression slotted cranks. If you're not sure which type of crank system you have, watch our other video and you'll be guided to the proper removal and installation process. Otherwise, thanks for joining us and let's begin. First, here's a quick explanation of the systems we're going to be working with. Shimano and Hollowtech 2, as well as some FSA and gravity cranks, use a two-piece compression slotted system. These have a left arm with the compression slot that is secured by two pinch bolts. The right crank has an integrated spindle. These systems do not require a conventional puller to remove. The left arms of these crank systems are used to position the arm up against the bearings in the frame. Tightening the end cap on the left side pulls the crank onto the spindle and up against these bearings. The left arm pinch bolts are then tightened to secure the crank and maintain the adjustment. Tools will vary with the exact model of crank, but may include a hex wrench for the pinch bolts, the BBT9 or BBT 10.2 for the crank cap of the Shimano system, a flat screwdriver to lift the stop plate of the Shimano system, or the BBT 10.2, a mallet for installing the arm, a torque wrench for tightening the pinch bolts, lubrication for the splines and the end cap, and a rag for cleanup. We'll now walk through the process of removal of the Shimano Hollowtech 2 crank arm, jumping to the FSA gravity whenever it's relevant to do so. Begin by loosening the pinch bolts on the left crank. We've already loosened the pinch bolts on this FSA gravity model. Loosen and remove the cap in the left arm. FSA uses a 5mm hex. The crank cap of the Shimano system uses a proprietary 8-point star shape. Use the BBT 10.2 to loosen and remove the left cap. Another option is the driver on the BBT9. Pull the left arm off the spindle by hand. In some cases, it may require some light tapping with a soft mallet. For Shimano Hollowtech 2 cranks, inspect inside the slot for a stop plate. Lift this with the hook of the BBT 10.2 and pull off the arm. Remove the crank by pulling to the right and taking it out of the bike. It is sometimes necessary to use a mallet to tap the spindle and help it come out. The process of installation begins with greasing the surfaces of the spindle. Apply a coat, especially at both ends where they engage the bearings. Install the spindle through the right side of the bearings and out the left. It is sometimes necessary to use a mallet to gently tap the arm fully into place. Grease the splines of the spindle. Install the left arm 180 degrees from the right arm. For the Shimano crank, inspect the stop plate, push it down over the pinch bolt and make sure it's fully engaged into the spindle. Grease the threads of the crank cap and thread into the spindle. Shimano uses their proprietary 8-point star shape. Run the cap in gently. The recommended cap torque is only a light 4 inch-pounds, which allows the cranks to turn and spin easily. Over-tightening the cap pushes the arms into the bearings and causes side loading, and this causes premature wear of the bearings. To fix this over-tight bearing adjustment, Back off the cap, pull the arm out slightly. Again, tighten lightly to push the arm gently to the bearings, and that is all the adjustment you need. Tighten the pinch bolts, alternating between them to make sure they are fully and evenly tightened. Tighten to the recommended manufacturer's torque, often labeled on the crank arm. Tighten until one side clicks. Tighten the opposite pinch bolt till it clicks. Come back again to that first bolt to ensure they're fully tight. If the adjustment was too loose, you will have side-to-side motion of the spindle in the bearings. Loosen the pinch bolts, tighten the cap slightly, and test again. And that was the basic process for removing and installing compression-slotted two-piece cranks. For more information, visit the Repair Help section of parktool.com. Thanks for joining us.